DIY with Chris, giving you the tools to do it yourself.
Okay, so we just got in our packages from eTrailer.com. We also have here the Timbren SES rear suspension upgrade. So you can see these. Open the box here. And you'll be able to see these right here, and I'm going to go under the truck and just kind of show you the difference between this and what we've got currently. So currently, if you can see back there, we have that very, very deteriorated and almost gone rear suspension kit. And so if you stick that right next to it, this is massive compared to it. And so there's only, with my truck at rest, there's probably about ½ an inch or so of gap with this new one, versus with that one there's probably 2 or 3 inches before that would even engage it. So this is going to really help. The reason why we're installing these is we're getting ready to go on a very long road trip, and we have a trailer that we're going to be pulling. So we are going to be doing these suspension upgrades just so that it can help out with the trailer pulling for this long trip going over. We will be engaged in some gravel road traveling up through some different areas too, so we definitely want to help with that. And as you can see here, our rear suspension isn't doing so hot right now, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're going to start installing these Timbren rear suspension pieces. As you can see here, we just kind of took the contents out of the box here. This is all there is to it. So there's these 2 plates, the 2 nuts, bolts, washers, and then the 2 rear suspension pieces. What's going to happen is it's gonna be like this, and so it does have the larger hole in the bottom. There's also a washer inside that we're going to want to line up, and then we're just going to put this piece on top here, and washer on the very top, and then this bolt is going to be going in through the bottom, and it's going to screw into that over the bracket. Okay, so with the truck still jacked up, we've already installed the leaf springs on this side, as you can see, and these are engaged on this side. So with the spacing up there, we're going to start working on the Timbrens. We've already deinstalled the old system, so this one's already pre-staged, and these are the old ones. So comparing these two together, that is going to be quite a difference when we're actually hauling and putting heavy loads on it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pre-stage this other one. That's just going to help us with this system a little bit better. So I'm going to put those in the order, and what I'm going to do on this other side, we've already figured out what we're going to need. So we're using a 17 millimeter. That's going to fit that screw in there nicely. There's that washer in there. So the first thing we're going to do is catch the hole in the washer, come up top, align that up. First thing that's going to go on is this plate. Second thing is the washer. And the third thing is this nut. Okay, so we're working right now on deinstalling the old suspension pieces. So what you're going to need to do is find the correct socket size. For this one it was 16 millimeters. It's going to fit up there. Just line it up. So I just broke it loose. Do remember that we have the exhaust here. So we have the truck jacked up on the other side right now. I'm going to pull down on this a little bit. You can see how old they are. They just come right off. Okay, so we're going to install our new system. So we already have that fed through. We're going to take our nut off the top and the washer. So it's a lot messier on this side. We're going to feed our bolt through. We'll place our washer over the bolt and this nut over the bolt as well. So I'll hand tighten that nut down, and we're going to need another socket set, and then we'll need another socket in order to hold that one in place while we're turning this one down here. But As you can see here, everything's in place. We just have to tighten it down. Alright, as you can see here, we have it all the way tightened down. So we have the new system in place on one side. We're going to install it on the other side. We'll lower the truck and let you see the difference there. We also have our Timbren rear suspension pockets, so that's going to help us. So we still do have the about inch and a half of clearance that they recommend for the factory, and again, this has a lifetime warranty. Okay, so told you I would give you an example. So those chains that are sitting right there before, they actually used to be dragging on the ground. So you can see they're way higher off the ground, but our foot right there would actually hit the speed bump every time we'd go over it. So we're definitely sitting much higher. This is also heavier than we have had any of our other loads just due to the sagging. We didn't want to get it any heavier. So this is the heaviest load we have, and we're already much higher. The Timbrens are engaged. And if you look under the truck right here, you can see the Timbrens, and the Timbrens are actually sitting on their platform. So the Timbrens are keeping us from going so low, as well as our overload springs are really working right now too. So everything in conjunction is really making this a lot better. DIY with Chris, giving you the tools to do it yourself. DIY with Chris, giving you the tools to do it yourself.